Coming up on 6:30 this morning, you might hear the term impeachment managers during the second impeachment trial of President Donald Trump. Our Verify team asks experts to explain their role.
Here we sit just a little over a half hour away from sunrise. We're at 16 degrees now, but it feels much colder outside, and we're going to get even colder as the sun comes up.
Up with Krim begins now.
Well, this morning, a new survey reveals how we feel about Washington's response to the pandemic. We will have more information about findings coming up on the CW22. But first, we want to hear from you. What letter grade would you give your state's response to the coronavirus? You can vote right now in our Twitter poll. 31% of you are saying B, but the winning percentage has just shot to D. 33.3% this morning, unfortunately, has not really given a great grade. And Joshua Robinson joins us now with an update with Washington Governor Jay Inslee. Good morning, Joshua.
Hey, Dana Marie, good morning. Yeah, today Governor Jay Inslee is expected to give an update on our state's response to the pandemic. He plans to talk about vaccine distribution as well as rental and business assistance. The governor is set to speak virtually at 2:30 this afternoon. You can keep your eyes on KREM.com and the KREM 2 mobile app for the latest.
Here at 6:31, we do want to take a live look at the U.S. Capitol. A bit cloudy there in Washington, D.C. Today, President Trump's lawyers are expected to be finalizing their plans to make their case in his second impeachment trial.
Meanwhile, House managers in Donald Trump's impeachment trial played a series of chilling videos just yesterday. The video had not been previously seen, showing new perspectives on the Capitol riot.
Well, they call him the inciter-in-chief. They used his tweets and past words as evidence, and they argue he encouraged the riot in an effort to overturn the election.
Now, with Trump's second impeachment trial now underway, many of you have brought up certain terms that keep popping up in the process, like impeachment manager, for example. Our Verify team is here this morning to explain their role in the process.
A historic moment in our nation's history as the second impeachment trial for former President Donald Trump is now underway. And of course, there are a lot of opinions out there, but the Verify team sticks to the facts.
On social media, people are using the term impeachment manager, prompting questions about who these people are and what their job is. So let's verify. What is an impeachment manager and what does the Constitution say about their role? Our sources are a trio of legal experts. Robert Peck, a constitutional attorney, Frank Bowman, a law professor at the University of Missouri, and John Fortier with the American Enterprise Institute. We should start by emphasizing that this is not a criminal trial. It's political, but our experts say it's run in a judicial manner. Bowman telling us of the impeachment managers, quote, "If this were a criminal case, we'd call them prosecutors." Our other experts agreed, explaining it's the job of the impeachment manager to make the argument for conviction.
Because impeachment is a different kind of entity than a criminal trial, for example, rather than call the people who are bringing the charges prosecutors, they're called House managers.
In all, there are 9 impeachment managers selected by the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, and approved by the House. That includes Maryland Representative Jamie Raskin, who's the lead manager.
Reporting here at the Capitol, this is Evan Kozloff with your Verify.
Well, we've got a little cloud cover as we kick things off early on this morning and cool temperatures. We're down to just 16 degrees early on this Thursday morning, but you factor in the wind and it feels much colder, not just for us, but for everywhere across the inland Northwest. Take a look at your temps here in the teens, up near 20 in a few locations. Omak at 12, same with Sandpoint. Watch what happens when we factor in the wind. It feels like it's below zero for many locations. In fact, most places feel like they're more than 10 degrees below where that actual temperature is because of some of that wind. Feels like we're at zero here in Spokane, so it is a chilly start to the day. A couple of stray flurries squeezed out as that cold air continues to push in, but for the most part, the snow stays to the south. We'll see a storm move in today, spreading widespread snow across parts of Washington, Oregon, and even into Idaho. But it's a narrow miss for us here in the inland Northwest. And that's thanks to all that cold air forcing its way in and kind of holding some of that moisture at bay. So for us, it's temps up near 20 degrees later this afternoon with a few peaks of sun behind mostly cloudy skies.
Well, it's time for your Speed Feed stories you'll see on social media today. Now, don't hit the send button just yet. Mobile Wine Spritzers is giving you an extra incentive not to text the ex this Valentine's Day. Trade that temptation with a text of "you up" to 73255. That's the letter U. So you'll get instructions on how to redeem a rebate for the wines by the can. That way you can keep the past in the past. Well, it's dogs over dudes for Valentine's Day. Yep, I agree with that. According to a new top data survey, 39% of unmarried dog moms would choose their pooch to spend the day with, while 23% of bachelors feel the same way. As for which state loves their dog most, California and New York took the top spot, followed by Washington, and Tennessee. Swifties, listen up. Big news this morning. Taylor Swift is dropping a new re-recorded version of her story, Love Story at Midnight. So she also has re-recorded her entire Fearless album and gives us a sneak peek at the album cover. It will feature 26 songs, including From the Vault songs that almost made the album but didn't. Now, if we take a look at the statement made on social media, there are random letters capitalized that spell out April 9th. So maybe it's a code for the release date. She always gives us a little bit of those Easter eggs,
Hold
right,
on.
guys?
Pump the brakes, Dana Marie. You know better. What do you mean maybe it's a release date? What do you mean maybe?
We have no I mean, I don't have a direct line to Taylor Swift,
Listen,
Jeremy, do you?
As a Taylor Swift pro, I've got this cryptic thing down. I promise you that album's coming out on April 9th.
All right, we'll hold you to it.
Yeah, somebody write that down.
I am. We're going back to this clip on April 9th.
All right,
okay?
I hope so. Yeah, and I'll be jamming out to that album.
All right.
I'm going to go with the 13th, Jeremy. That's her lucky number.
Yeah, but she said April 9th.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see.
Jen, if you're right, I'm going to be so sad.
Hey, well, Dana Marie, thanks so much for bringing us those trending stories. I know a lot of people are talking about that this morning on social media. Yeah. All right, 6:36 now. Still ahead here on Up with Krem. We are celebrating history makers in our Black community. Last week, we showed you a picture. It shows a little girl on the steps of Grant Elementary. There it is. When it was desegregated. Now, fast forward to today. Her brother is now the principal. And both will join us live this morning after the break.